You'll get more loot, more experience, and more gold. It's pretty much that simple. You definitely don't want to sleep on it. Okay, the game's been out long enough now. People have started to get Paragon levels. I myself am at 68 Paragon level, and there is 2 different Paragon trees we're going to be talking about today, about how they either massively increase your PvP strength or massively increase the amount of loot you are getting every single day in PvP. So let's talk about the loot one first. So Treasure Hunter is a Paragon tree that unlocks at 50 Paragon. This is going to be your primary tree whenever you're not in PvP, and then when you go into PvP, you're going to be using something called Gladiator, which we'll talk about in just a moment. But the reason Treasure Hunter is so good is, look at this. The very first active effect is 50% more experience gained from defeating elite monsters. Now, if you've watched any of my previous videos where we talk about overworld farming and how to farm legendaries, you're basically killing elites over and over again, and 50% more experience. I don't really need to explain why that's so good. Okay, you get a big chunk of experience for you. You get 50% increase in globe drop rate from monsters in the outdoor area as well. So once again, we're talking experience orbs, etc. So that's going to help. You get 50% more gold from the outdoor area, so you can see how this is kind of a farming build. And then 50% increased equipment drop rate from elite monsters. This is how you're going to increase the drop rate of your equipment just by killing the normal mobs. So you can see there is 3 wonderful things for farming outdoors in just kind of your standard farming areas. And then greed increases the bonuses granted by treasure find and lucky from 50 to 75%. So you can get all the way to 75% of these bonuses for both the treasure find here and the lucky, which is the orb. So your equipment and your orbs can go up 75%. Don't really need to explain further why this is going to be your primary build for when you're doing PvE farming. And since you can change this once a week, about every time the Rite of Exile comes around, you can change this back around. Now, when the Rite of Exile comes around, you're going to want Gladiator. And why is Gladiator so important? Well, same thing, it has really good actives. Now you get armor penetration, you're going to get life, you're going to get potency, resistance, more life, some damage and armor, but the more important thing is the active stats, which, look at this, uncontrollable. When struck by an effect which causes loss of character or control of your character, you are immune. Cannot occur more than once every 30 seconds. So basically you become immune to that knock-up effect. They're going to knock you up or something. Now you're immune to that effect, okay? So now if you move on here, Trapper, what it's going to do is, whenever you drop below 30% life, you will lay a trap beneath your feet every 5 yards you travel over the next 6 seconds. Cannot occur more than once every 240 seconds. This is kind of a confusing ability because no one really knows how long a yard is. The only way you can really know is by looking in game when it's got that yellow arrow that kind of tells you 8 yards, 10 yards away. So a yard's not really too far, but you do get to lay traps behind you. I like this one myself, which is quick-witted and reduces the duration of loss of control against you by 10%. So this is just overall a nice thing to have in PvP. And then this is your real big one, Cheat Death. When you go to 0 life, you get stunned for 3 seconds. And you become immune to all damage, sort of seeing there almost like a Zanya's-like effect. And then, of course, you have Rapid Recovery, which reduce the cooldown of both the Trapper skill and the Uncontrollable skill once you have that as well. So this is your obvious PvP build. That's what I'm going to be using for the Rite of Exile, is what you're going to want to use for PvP, because CC is a very obvious thing that happens in PvP, so this is going to reduce the amount of CC you get. But the Treasure Hunter for your PvE build is going to be it, because look at this. You get equipment bonus, you get gold find bonus, you get lucky, and then you can take that gold that you've been getting from this and you can go do your gambles, etc. You can take the extra equipment drops you're getting and you can go disenchant them for more of the dust in which you're going to need, and it's pretty much that simple. Now, the orbs that drop do not trigger the monster essence. It seems like it only triggers your experience orbs, your health orbs, stuff like that, but you still will at least get bonus experience orbs from this, and then 50% bonus experience on your elites is a lot, because each minion actually has more experience based upon the rarity. So standard minions are worth less than, blue minions, which are worth less than yellow, etc. And the orbs that drop out of them, the experience is based upon the strength of the character too. So getting more orbs once again increases your experience. You actually get a lot more experience than you might think from this Swift Learner plus Lucky combination. It's actually a pretty good combination. So if you're going to be farming a bunch of legendaries, farming in the overworld, switch to this now. You'll get more loot, more experience, and more gold. It's pretty much that simple. You definitely don't want to sleep on it. With that being said, you can probably tell my house is in disarray. I've been doing nothing but making guides for you guys over the last 30 days. I'm probably going to take a day off, but please consider subscribing if you've been getting anything good out of this channel, if you've been watching multiple times. Last video, I asked for people to subscribe. We got like 400 subscribers. Thank you so much to each and every one of you. Consider subscribing again today, hitting the bell to be notified, and seeing me on my live streams at twitch.tv/StarthMicrotransaction. That will be in the pinned comment. I'll see you live. Love y'all. I'll see you on the next video.